Good Monday morning. It is Monday finally. Um, yeah. Hope everybody's had a good Mother's Day, graduation stuff, all that fun stuff going on this time of year. Yeah, kind of rainy day. That's okay. It's gonna be hot, not rainy soon enough. Uh Once again, thought about several things to talk about. Um, but see what's coming up. Doing our Star Wars Unlimited Showdown Wednesday. Um, uh, Once again, I get it, but I don't get it. They can't. They don't have enough product. Fantasy Flight games for Star Wars Unlimited. I was getting allocated 3 boxes a month. It looks like this month I'm going to get 1 box. Um, I get it. Once again, not wanting to overproduce, wanting to sell out. But on the flip side of it, all that does is the scalpers, it goes through the roof. I'm going to use market price for my cards. Um, when I do get that box, probably going to limit to 1 pack a day, and it's still going to be gone in 2-3 days. So see these companies and Fantasy Flight Centaurus Sport is hyping games. They're not producing the product to support it. Um, Once again, I get it, but it's rough on the customer in the small stores. What else we got coming up? BattleTech Catalyst Games. Starting to see some information on shipping. It looks like retailers are going to get their stuff last for the Kickstarter, which means May, June sometime for us. Um, that's another very interesting bunch of people not too happy. Shipping charges, I think, are very much on the high side. I can ship pretty good size box, $30-$40, and that's, like I said, decent size box. Um, I'm hearing around $50 for most, up to 150 or even more, $200 for shipping on their Kickstarter. So once again, I don't know where the disconnect is. Once again, that the whole Kickstarter and shipping right now. Um, Another reason I think less people are backing Kickstarter, especially retailers. Like I've said several times, there's a lot of so many good games out there. Um, there's not enough shelf space or time if you're a customer player. That's not to say I won't continue to back some of these guys Kickstarters, but they're going to be once again ones that are established. Um, ship on time, don't charge you arm and leg for shipping. Worth the value of doing a Kickstarter. See what else. Age of Sigmar new edition coming up probably sooner than later. Uh, End of the month. A lot of rumors, a lot of stuff churning. No official word yet, but said sooner than later. So that's going to be interesting. How that goes. We'll see. Working on conventions. I keep saying I need to get my list together. I've got some, but yeah, going to be a busy summer, which is a good thing. Other news for those that know about Twisted. Um, I was pretty, I would say, heavily involved, very carrying the product. It was guys, Demented Games there in Australia. Oh, and I sitting here about our shipping and everything. Stuff in and out of Australia is truly nuts right now. But Derek Osborne picked it up, bought the rights to it. Should be a lot more coming up the next couple of weeks on that. Um, while it is very exciting, and I'm excited for Derek and looking forward to what he's going to do with the game, it's still going to take a while. You just don't shift gears. You just got to get all the information, all the stuff, get everything sorted out. Yeah, he's not starting from ground zero, but getting stuff up and running, figuring out how he's going to produce stuff, what he's going to produce, when he's going to produce. That takes time, energy. I know he's done some of it already behind the scenes, but hopefully I'll try to be realistic. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll see some good stuff coming uh, out of that. I'm looking forward. I know Mac is too, and several other folks, big fans, big supporters of the game. Let's see. Um, there was something else, a couple other things I want to talk about. I'm doing some painting again. Got a bunch of these little tiny, well, not tiny, 15 mil horses right in front of me. Going to work on those today, printing a whole bunch of stuff. Got a big old honking ship I'm printing. I'm going to sit down and re attack that with some plans. I've got spiraled out of hand. I'm going to sit down today and try to finish it up to the point we can play with it. I can always do more because it's very modular. It's like telling someone it's print. Legos for adults. When you got a 3D printer, you got modular stuff. You just can keep printing. But yeah, we'll work on that some more. So been playing lobotomy. Play again this Tuesday. That's right now my top. You'd have to call it a dungeon crawl with a big twist. Shadows of Brimstone is still up there. Hopefully, maybe get that on the table sometime in the future. I was going to talk about another game we've been playing is Heat. The expansion came out, 7th player, added a couple more things to the game. It didn't change the game fundamentally. Still the same game. We're wanting to do a campaign. We know we can set down and run several games in one day to do a campaign of it. Yeah, well, I need to talk to Corey this week and see when we're gonna do that. I was just thinking, 7 players, but we got Corey, and with Corey's expansion, I mean, we could do as many players as we want, really. So interesting. I mentioned Agent Sigmar. I don't think there's going to be a lot of change in mechanics, from my understanding. Maybe some streamlining the game, kind of, from what I gather, incorporating a FAQ type aspect to clarify some stuff. I'm sure there be some tweaks to it, but it's always interesting when Games Workshop does come out with a new version of a game. Yeah, that's probably a whole different video, longer than I want to take time to discuss that here. This is kind of an update. Shipping is a little better with Games Workshop. I still don't think they got a handle on their new system. But hopefully over the next month before the new release, they'll finally get everything figured out. See what else we got going on. Do have NCP coming up. We got a 40K tournament coming up. Got an old world tournament coming up. The guys are still hitting BattleTech hard and heavy. Continue to pick up some new players there, so that's good. Um, yeah, that's quick overview of everything going on. Um, what's he trying to get there? Just you know, I like to discuss game mechanics. Um, Good stuff, bad stuff. I like. Um, I had some good discussions into last week. Um, Once again, I'm not a big co-op player. I do like lobotomy. Once again, that's very unique. One of those games you truly have to co-op to be successful. Very hard game. Um, like I mentioned, we've been playing Heat. Why do I like that? Um, that is all card driven. It's not a deck builder, but more a card hand management. Honestly, something similar to High Noon and their actual mechanics, what drives the game. No dice, so while it's still random, there is a lot of you controlling your own fate with your cards. When do you play them? When do you hold them? And so I'd say honestly, Heat and High Noon are very similar in that aspect. If you push it at the right time, play your combos and stuff, you'll do well. Do it at the wrong time, and you won't do well. So you do have to take account to the other players. Of course, in High Noon, it's more direct. They're going to shoot you, kill your character. High Noon, they're going to get you away in your way. How far did they just push it? Did they get way? Some people get it out in front of you, which you can't wait. Then you've got to push it. So um, I like those games. Good interaction between players. Um, Looking at by Fire and Sword, that's what these little guys are for. Interesting. Been reading through the beta rules they had posted on their Kickstarter. Um, they were Polish and very much Polish. It's interesting when I found that Polish and French to games. Sometimes the translation uh, it's not clean. It's probably the best word. Um, they overall they did a good job with the rules. They use symbols. It makes it fast to scan, fast to read. Only problem with symbols when you got a PDF and you're searching for stuff, I can't search a symbol. So that aspect, but once again, flipping through the rules, um, it does make it easier. Um, Translation, yeah, some things always get lost in translation. Um, I go back to game me and Pat were playing. Um, the phrase that was translated from French was up the ladder. Well, the true translation, um, I mean, that's almost, I guess, word for word what the translation, but the way it played it in the intent was down the ladder. So once again, the activation order, big difference there, and sometimes things like that happen. We use a phrase, or they use a phrase in their language that is not quite the same as ours, or once again, even a phrase that's translated, we read it, totally different. That even happens with British rules. That's where you see a lot of discussion of, Brits terminology, phraseology, and then compared to what we do and how we read in the U.S. So a lot of times it's the post lady. I don't guess. Oh, just leaving something at the mailbox. Um, but yeah, sometimes stuff gets jumbled up. And once again, I'm big on the intent of the rules, not necessarily rules as written, even though you have to read them that way. Hey, I did get something. Thank you, ma'am. Take it right.
I shall. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Anyway, let's see. I got some mail, a couple of boxes. I'll open those up after I get done with this. Sorry for the interruption, but yeah, it's always interesting when you're doing rules from another language, and even once again, I go back to different, especially countries, different regions. It even happens in the U.S. Play rules differently. Um, so I'm not opposed to house rules, but I do like to play the games once again as written with an intent. I know that gets kind of touchy sometimes, and interesting conversations. So, yeah. Um, well, I think I'm going to go open these packages. Thanks for listening today. Um, yeah, I keep saying I want to do some more videos. Who knows what I'll come up with? Um, but until I guess next time, we will talk to you later.